Thank you so much. So can I start now?
Yes, Master, you can start now.
Okay, I will present my screen. So this is my topic, which I am going to talk about. So before going into the topic, just briefly to give an introduction of myself. So my name is Arputha, and I was born and brought up in India, currently living in the UK. So yeah, it's been almost 7 years. Before I was in France, and now in the UK. 7 years in France, and now it's been almost a year in the UK. So yeah, veganism is the topic that I wanted to speak about today, because it is almost an experience which I underwent after coming into Pyramid Spiritual Society's movement. It's been 3 years that I am practicing meditation, Anapanasati, and so yeah, veganism, I would literally see that term as ahimsic or ahimsa movement. So just to show you, this is how I looked like 7 years before, and this is how I am now. After presently, I do plenty of activities. Started learning guitar. So yeah, as I said, in 2016, I went to France. I went to France to do my master's. So I'm basically from Tamil Nadu, born and brought up there. And then once I went to France, I observed plenty of differences. Like, people there, the first image, if you could see, the guy is little bit speaking he's shouting or yelling. In India, we have this tendency to generally speak little bit loudly, our voice. Whereas I observed or compared, in France, people used to talk very quietly. Even you sit next to them and you can't really listen to what they are speaking. Afterwards, in India, we eat plenty of spicy food, right? Whereas there they eat very mild and less spicy, but whereas they eat more fatty foods like cheese and all. Then with this observation, I came to the point that it is not being a human, we are making these things. It is the environment which is guiding that to do that. Like, because in India, why we eat spicy? Because the environment is in such a way that we need to eat more spicy food, like more hot food, in order to sweat. If we sweat a lot, our body, it is the cooling agent of our body. Our body gets cooled quickly if we sweat a lot. The heat is transferring from our body. Whereas in France, they have to eat fatty food in order to keep their body very warm, because the country is very cold, right, all over the year. So that is the thing. Why they used to speak quietly, whereas in India loudly? Because since ages they've been kept in. I would say they didn't want to come outside of a closed space. Whereas in India, it's always hot, and we will go outside. Keep the windows open so there will be noise. So in order to overcome that noise disturbance, in order to make ourselves audible to others, we need to speak little bit louder so that the other person can understand, and it comes in our DNA. Whereas in the European countries, they don't have that necessity to speak loudly, because they will be always in a closed environment, and they don't have that need. So that's why maybe I said, okay, they don't speak that much loudly. So which means everything that we do, if it is happening due to the environment, who am I? This is almost like pre-decided. The way we speak, everything. So why I was not a plant, why I was an animal, why I am in this human body, everything, all these um, observations moved me to put these questions. And finally, I came across many YouTube videos of many masters, Osho, Vallalar from Tamil Nadu, and then Tiruvalluvar was a poet who wrote plenty of songs. And at one fine day, when I was in the lockdown, I came across the video of Patriji in YouTube, and he was after listening to all these spiritual masters, I came to understand that, okay, you do meditation, you will understand who you are. Because that was the question that I had, who I am, why I am in this body. Whereas Patriji was telling, meditation is so simple. You just sit, observe your breath, you will understand who you are. Okay, so it seems so logical and it's so simple. Let me try. Because the other meditations that I were trying, like suggested by Osho, there are 112 techniques I was doing, but I couldn't feel like connected. But after doing this meditation, Anapanasati for 40 days, the craving to eat meat, it went away. So I naturally became a vegetarian without any much effort at the 40th day. And all masters are speaking about vegetarianism. Like Osho, if you see, he says like vegetarianism is, it will help us to go much more into that meditative consciousness. And then Thiruvalluvar also consider saying meat as a wound of an animal. We won't eat a wound of we don't even touch the wound of another person, right? Whereas he is saying literally meat is a wound from another animal. When we cut the animal, that is meat or whatever, right? So yeah, but everyone was speaking about vegetarianism, and to understand that we are hurting, we are doing harm to the animals, to the other creatures. That's what the main goal, why we should not eat their body. And what is veganism saying is, Himsa in any form matters. So not only killing the animal, let's say, for example, what we've been, projected was, when we are looking into an advertisement, we see cows are happily going here and there, and farmers are taking care of them like their babies, and honeys are projected in this way. But what is the reality? If we see today, the cows especially, in order to take, imagine, for the 800 crores of population in this world of people, to take the milk from the cow, we have to literally use them as a product. We don't consider these days cows as Gomata. We literally put the cows to eat grass, making them to go inside the machine place where they will literally put this object in their breast and they take the milk out of the cow. How it will happen is, imagine if a cow it lives for 10 to 12 or more than 20 years. If we take regularly milk every year, they have to make her pregnant artificially and by inseminating her. And if at all, if it is a male calf, what they will do is they don't keep that calf with them. They have to do something out of that male calf, because a male calf is not profit oriented and they can't take care of it. So what they will do is they literally send her to the slaughterhouse to get meat out of him. And okay, the mom is still there, so they take milk out of her. And you know what? The cheese. So okay, I became a vegetarian after 40 days, and I was like, I'm just looking into the time. Okay, I have enough time. So and one day I was invited for a lunch at my friend's house. And I was asked why I became a vegetarian, because before I was a non-vegetarian, right? I am basically from a Christian family, so I used to eat everything. Then this lady, she asked me, why did you become vegetarian? I said, I don't want to hurt animals. What I give is what I receive. I don't want to give suffering to others, so I don't maybe get suffering. And that's the point why I didn't want to hurt animals, I said. Then she asked, do you eat cheese, milk products? I said, yes, I eat cheese. What is wrong in it? But what she said was shocking, because in cheese, how we will take cheese is we put any sort of acid and the milk solids get coagulated, and we take the milk solids called the sort of paneer. In the paneer we put some acid like lemon juice and the milk curdles, and the thing is called cheese. But in Europe side, how it is you have to put an enzyme called, after taking the milk solid, you have to put an enzyme called rennet, which comes out of the the stomach of the calf. They have to slit the stomach, and they have to take that enzyme and put into the milk so that, while eating cheese, we have the stretchy consistency, right? The cheese in the pizza, it gives the stretchy consistency. It gives due to that enzyme. If we don't put that enzyme, we don't have that stretchy consistency. But there are maybe some enzymes available which are plant based, but we have to make sure that it is plant based or not. In France, way back 2 years before, I checked all the packets. 99% of the cheese had this animal rennet. So, do we think while eating cheese there is no violence is there? Unfortunately, the truth is violence is there also in vegetarianism, which means when we eat cheese, if we are if we are not sure that this cheese had no plant-based enzyme, then 100% chance there is this enzyme which came out of the stomach of a calf. Okay, so then I said, okay, since then, after, I started looking into every packets, and I started buying only the cheeses which didn't have that animal enzyme. Then at one day when I was in the lockdown, I had this intuition. I said, if I didn't want to be in the lockdown at least for 2 or 3 months, how come I can give lockdown to the animals for their entire life? So this cow, she has to be pregnated for to get milk from her, and she will be kept in a closed area. She won't be left freely, like she will be interested in living. We will literally take her out, make her to eat, bring her back, tie her on a spot, and then take the milk out of her. Likewise, she will be going through for her entire life. So instead of this cow living for more than 20 years or 25 years, since we are taking milk regularly every day, her lifespan is reduced to 8 to 10 years maximum. At the end, do you know what will happen? The milk industry, in order to feed us, in order to feed 800 crores of population, what they will do is, okay, once the cow is no more giving the milk, they will send this cow to the slaughterhouse. They kill the cow and take the meat, and they export. If it is in India, if we don't eat many cow's meat, then which it will be exported to the other countries. So indirectly, vegetarianism contributes much more violence than the non-vegetarianism itself. And then what else? Okay, cheese is there, and then the leather products. Are we aware? For example, I came across many masters. They became a vegetarian, but they still wear leather shoes, leather bags. So these are all the skins that comes out of a cow. They say that once only the cow or the animal that is dead, we take the skin out of her, but it's not. In order to take the skin, and if that skin has to be rigid, and if the skin should not worn out quickly, the skin has to be very fresh, which means they literally tear the skin when the cow is alive itself in most of the place. So that much violent the leather industry is. And the fur industry, the woolen wear that we wear during the golden time, during the cold time, during the winter time, we put sweaters and all. It comes out of what? The hair of the sheep, which means for 8 billion population to take the hair of the sheep, do you think they will gently shave the hair of the sheep and they will make it into wool? Damn sure it is not the process. It is industrialized. A sheep will be taken, the fur from the sheep will be taken like more cruel way, like anything. I came across plenty of videos, and I recommend you guys to watch many videos to get information, because lack of information leads to ignorance, and ignorance leads to violence. But if we are aware what is happening by just googling, but just YouTubing, we will understand what is the cruelty which is happening, and then we will not do the same mistakes that we are doing. And see the image that I showing in the bottom left corner, the cow's nose or the bull's nose is pierced. Why they have to pierce the nose? Because if a calf is there and the calf will not listen to the master, because the calf's the quality is to run here and there, because that is his natural quality. He likes to enjoy or she likes to enjoy, but they find it difficult to make her to feed. What they will do is they literally pierce her nose or his nose, and they put the rope into her nose, so that wherever they will take this rope, the cow has to come, because the nose get locked. If the calf behaves in an abnormal manner, she will not, she gets hurt by herself. So that she doesn't want to happen. That's why she listens to us whenever we put the thread into her nose. If we put simply a rope around her neck, she will she will never listen to us at all. She does whatever possible for her to escape from wherever we are taking her. So that's why we have to pierce the nose. So in India, we say that cows are komata, but we will pierce the nose without her permission. Do you think there is ahimsa in this? So because we are contributing that cause, we are contributing to that cruelty to just satisfy ourselves, to just satisfy our tongue. The milk is cruel, and while the next image, while taking the honey, do you think all the bees are there will be safe? Literally not. They have, basically, this is the food of the insect. This is the food of the honeybees. They literally went to many plants. They collected little by little, and they saved it for their use. Whereas we, just like that, we come and we go to their house and get rid of them, and then we take their food and we eat. And not even getting rid of them. We literally, many bees will be get killed because of our action. So do you think this is ahimsa? And do you think Patriji would have encouraged all this honey eating or milk by forcefully taking out of the cow, and not giving the milk to her child? If it is a male calf, they will have to kill the calf immediately. If it is a female calf, they will have to take this female calf to use for the later purpose, to take the milk once again from her. So this is not a ahimsic way of treating animals, and we have to reflect upon that. Instead of speaking about vegetarianism focuses only on eating things. Vegetarian. So whoever eats vegetables and means eating vegetables becomes vegetarian. Whereas in veganism, it includes everything. Whatever the things that I use, is it coming out of an animal? So if it comes out of a cruelty, then it contributes to himsa. So for example, sugar. We've been always came across people saying there is a bone used in the sugar factory. Literally, there is something called cow char, or the char, which is like the carbon part of a bone. They have to put this carbon thing into the sugar purification. So when the sugar cane, we get the juice out of sugar cane, right? Not to get the impurities out of that. This char, if we put it, it absorbs all the impurities from this char. So there also animal was being killed. So there is no ahimsa in there. And then candies. Many candies have gelatin in it. So we have to understand that gelatin comes out of pigs and cows and bulls, buffaloes. So gelatin are there in many candies, chocolates that not chocolate, but candies, and wine or beer. In order to purify wine and beer, they will have to put egg. They are using eggs. The weight of the egg they are using to purify. They are using fish, some part of the fish to purify the wine and beer. We have to see they can easily use the plant-based product, but plant-based products are expensive than the conventional animal products, because these animal products are the waste. After many people eat the meat, there remains the many waste products, right? And these waste products are used in the purification of wine and beer. So we have to make sure that these products are not used during the purification. So please look if there is a vegan label, whatever the products that we are buying. And the replacements are there, plenty of replacements are there. People saying, how can I get myself nourished if I don't drink cow's milk? There are soy milk is there, many nut milks are there, cashew nut milk, almond milk, plenty of milks these days, so we don't have to worry at all. And ghee or butter, how to replace ghee or butter? Coconut oil has same value, nutritional value as ghee. And then sesame oil you can use. Then you can use non-hydrogenized plant-based butter for replacing eggs. And these days it's so unfortunate in Europe side. When we say vegetarianism, it includes not only milk products, it includes milk products, eggs, and also fish. So the masters, especially PSSR masters, when we are in speaking about vegetarianism, propagating vegetarianism in Europe, people saying after a year of practicing meditation, they say, I became a pure vegetarian. I eat only eggs, milks, fish. No animals I kill and eat, they say. That ignorant people are. So instead of saying vegetarianism, we have to speak more on veganism. That's what I am, I'm thinking of. And then you can, you can replace eggs with avocado, which has same amount of fat or even more than that. Bananas for baking. To replace cheese, you can use nut-based cheeses. They are available in order to replace the wool. Cottons or the linen is there. Um, Leather can be replaced easily by these days. There are plenty of natural alternatives and even synthetic if you don't find any natural alternatives. In order to get a balanced diet, if you become a vegan, people say, where I can get my protein, carbohydrate, minerals, vitamins, and fats. It's so simple. So I have even my YouTube channel or Instagram channel if you guys want to have a look into that. And there are also plenty of millions of vegans, those who are, putting videos um, to pass this information to make people more aware. Because being an Indian, becoming a vegan is not a difficult task at all. Just we have to quit using milk products if you consider food. You know, idli, dosa, puri, chapati, naan, gravies, all things. If we just remove the milk, yogurt, ghee, then it becomes a vegan thing. So for us, it is not a big task to become a vegan. So that's what I will praise you guys. Please consider going a vegan. And this is what 100% Ahimsa way of living is. And if you guys want, maybe just a bit more. So yeah, we need to always eat high positive life energy food. So which means fruit has more high life energy. We can put a fruit under the ground and it grows again as a tree with the seeds. Whereas life energy incorporated, which comes the second, which are like the sprouts. So you put water in the sprout, it gets life in it now, and it starts to grow. And it comes the second. You can eat it whenever you want, morning or afternoon or evening. And half life energy means the cooked food. When we cook the food gets not that much energy, so that you can eat in the afternoon, so that the body will be capable of digesting it and sending the things away. And no life energy we should never eat any at any cost, which are like the meat and eggs and milk, which is coming out of cruelty and himsa. um, then at the end, negative life energy, which means like smoking and then drinking alcohol. So alcohol is taking energy out of our body. That's why we feel as if we are happy, but it is just consuming all the energy. And this is my last slide and how to eat, just whatever I am doing, because I'm since like last 6 years I never been to any hospital. I'm always healthy. I never ever got any illness. So that's why I just wanted to share whatever I'm following. Eat only if we are hungry. We don't have the compulsory to eat 3 meals a day, like morning, afternoon, evening. Only if I am hungry in the afternoon I will eat. And only if I am hungry in the night, I eat. If not, I don't eat. That's it. 2 meals is enough, or 1 meal is enough. That's it. And don't eat too much. How we will know we are eating too much is we get the alert by burping. So once we eat, if we at one point we get burp, which means our body is communicating to us, okay, I am done. So don't need to put any more. And don't drink water before and after eating. Too much of water, yeah. And mouth should be closed and mash the food really well. While eating, plenty of us, we have the digestive system. So air will go inside and disturbs the digestion. So if we keep our mouth closed while eating, it is recommended. And don't just eat before going to bed. Eat before 6 o'clock, 6 p.m. And while sleeping, keep the body in the left side so that it is ideal for the digestion and everything. Yeah. So thank you so much for listening to me patiently. Yeah, I hope you guys got some information. Thank you.
Thank you, Arputaji. It is really wisdom sharing here. All means real reality about the industries, means this milk industry or poultry farm or any what is the reality behind this. You have explained it very well, so that each one will understand about what is actually happening, and then what is vegetarian veganism. That difference also. They, we should switch to veganism actually. Miss it is reality, because we normally people, we drink milk or cheese or paneer like that. We are vegetarian and like we are saying like that, but we should avoid that also and switch to veganism. Thank you so much. It is very well explained, and your experience, and your sharing this. And we will definitely watch your videos also. We will go on YouTube and see that, so that Instagram. That is. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Pallaviji. Yeah.
Yes. Next is Shailesh. Shailesh sir is here.
I would like to say a few words for Arputaji.
Yes,
It was
yes.
mind-blowing information what you have given. We used to think that we are so-called vegetarian, but today I am realizing, at least I can say about myself, I am not a vegetarian person. So that means we have to convert ourselves into vegan. Thank you. Thank you so much. Thank you very much, Arputaji. Welcome, Shailesh sir.
Thank you, Nalini.
Thank you. Thank you so much. I'm really happy to be. I would like to also add a few things to Arputaji's presentation. It's a beautiful, very informative presentation. We learned a lot of things about veganism and the difference with vegetarianism. I would just like to add a few things. To be with Ahimsa, we need to go beyond the food. If we have understood what is the meaning of Ahimsa, we have to incorporate it in all aspects of our life. Food is one of the more important aspects, but there are more. So like Arputaji also touched upon it a little bit, using leather is one of the things. That way, if you look around your house or your normal living habits, you will find that there are many things which come from or which are the products of Hinsa. So we have to be careful about that. And then understand what is Hinsa also. Ahimsa means not being involved with Himsa. And Himsa is, it starts from the thought, from the mind. If our mind is fully with Ahimsa, our actions will follow through. If we have thoughts which align with Ahimsa. We will not engage in things that lead to Hinsa. So that's the connection. Understanding that is very important, being aware of our thoughts. Am I thinking things which can lead to Himsa? So with that, I will stop talking about that topic. We have talked enough.